Thinking about moving to Whidbey Island, but not sure where to live? The island's only about 60 miles long, but the north end and the south ends, they feel like two totally different worlds. I've lived here, I work here, and I helped a lot of families figure out which part of Whidbey is the best fit for their lifestyle, budget, and commute. So today, I'm breaking down the north end versus south end of Whidbey Island. We'll talk cost of living, commute times, the overall vibe, things to do, and everything in between, so you can figure out which one feels like home. Let's get into it. Hey, I'm Rachel Oswalt, your local would-be guide. Whether you're PCSing with the military or just looking for a slower pace of life in the Pacific Northwest, this channel is all about helping you get to know Whidbey like a local. If that sounds helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Whidbey Island is about 60 miles long and has two main ways on and off. There's Deception Pass Bridge up north, connecting us to Anacortes and the mainland, and there's the Mukilteo Clinton Ferry at the south end, which takes you straight into the Seattle area. Even though it's one island, the communities on each end are really different. Most people divide Whidbey into three different parts: the north end, which is Oak Harbor and everything north of Coopeville; Central Whidbey, which is Coopeville and Eby's Landing; and the south end, which is Greenbank down to Clinton. Now, before we get into north versus south, let's quickly talk about Central Whidbey because it has its own vibe. This is where you'll find Coopeville, Washington's second oldest town. It's charming, historic, and home to Eby's Landing National Historic Reserve, one of the most iconic spots on the island. If you love that Hallmark movie small town vibe with older homes, open space, and history, Central Whidbey is worth exploring. But today we're focusing on north versus south because that's where most people are choosing when they're moving here. The north end is all about convenience and community. Oak Harbor is the largest city on Whidbey and home to Naval Air Station Whidbey Island. Because of the base, the north end has the most housing options, from newer neighborhoods close to town to older homes with big yards. You'll find grocery stores, Walmart, Home Depot, chain restaurants, basically everything you would expect in a suburban area. The vibe here is very military family friendly. People are always PCSing in and out, which makes it really easy to meet people. The trade-off is that it feels a little less islandy than the south end because there's more development. You still have parks and trails, but it has more of a suburban feel. The south end is where you really feel like you're living on a Pacific Northwest island. It's quieter and more rural. Think winding roads, dense forests, and lots of waterfront homes. The towns here, like Langley and Clinton, are smaller but have tons of charm. Langley especially has an artsy boutique vibe with coffee shops, galleries, and restaurants with amazing views. You'll see a lot more retirees, remote workers, and creatives in this part of the island. Homes are often tucked away in the trees with incredible views of the Sound or the mountains. The trade-offs: you'll drive farther for errands, and there are no big box stores, so plan trips up to Oak Harbor or off island. But if you love privacy, nature, and a slower pace, South Whidbey will feel like home. Both ends of the island are more affordable than mainland cities like Everett or Seattle, but South Whidbey does tend to be pricier. North End homes average around $500,000 to $600,000. You'll also find more rentals here too, thanks to military turnover. South End homes often start higher, around $650,000 to $700,000, especially with water views or acreage. And don't be surprised if you find more homes in the $1 million range on the south end. If you're VA loan eligible, your money often goes further on Whidbey compared to Seattle suburbs, and there are tons of lenders here who understand military timelines. If you're stationed at Naval Air Station Whidbey, the north end by far is the most convenient. Everything is close: work, schools, and your errands. If you're commuting to Everett, Seattle, or Bellevue, living in the south end makes more sense because you're right by the Clinton Ferry. The ferry runs every 30 minutes usually, and gets you to Mukilteo in 20 minutes. Just know that summer ferry lines can get long, and while the north end does have Deception Pass Bridge access, getting to Everett or Seattle is a longer drive. So if commuting is a factor, let that guide you wherever you live. Both ends of the island have amazing things to do, but the vibe is different. North End highlights include Deception Pass State Park, one of the most photographed places in Washington. There's plenty of hiking and camping at places like Hoypus Point. You've also got shopping, gyms, restaurants, and the movie theater in Oak Harbor, plus lots of family-friendly activities and military events. South End highlights include Langley with whale watching, boutiques, shopping, and farmers markets, Eby's Landing for postcard perfect hikes, local wineries, distilleries, and cozy coffee shops, and a thriving art scene with galleries and theaters. If you want touristy boutique experiences, South Whidbey has it. And if you want practical amenities, family-friendly events, and more of a suburban feel, the North End is your spot. Here's a simple way to look at it. The North End is best for military families, first-time buyers, and anyone who wants convenience and easy access to base. The South End is best for retirees, remote workers, and anyone who wants privacy or a creative vibe. Plenty of people live happily anywhere on the island, and it really comes down to lifestyle. Whidbey Island is unique because no matter where you end up, you get the small town charm, incredible views, and a close-knit community. The biggest decision is finding which corner of the island fits your lifestyle, commute, and budget. If you're feeling overwhelmed, that's exactly what I help with. I love helping military families, first-time buyers, and relocation clients get settled on Whidbey Island. All my contact info is in the description. Text, call, or email me anytime, and I'd love to help you with your move. And if you found this video helpful, don't miss my video, 10 Reasons Not to Move to Whidbey Island. It's where I share the real challenges of island life so that you can make a fully informed decision before you move here. See you there.